Alright, hey guys, I just woke up like 5 minutes ago, but I want to record early in this morning, so I guess I am. So, you remember in the last Clash episode I posted, it was me finding which direction the account was going to go, and I said that I was going to pivot over to Hog Cycle. So, that was kind of me finding the direction that the account is going to go, but after that episode came out, I planned out the specifics of how I'm going to get there. So I realized that actually, yes, I definitely should be sticking with Hog because it's what I've already got nearly maxed out, and it's iconic enough that they're never going to let it die. But I realized that if I'm going to be getting to top 10,000 in the world in this account, I'm going to have to one-trick a deck, and not only am I going to have to one-trick a deck, I'm going to have to pick a deck that is fundamentally broken. So I designed a 5-deck series that will get me from this nonsense to a deck that I could reasonably get top 10,000 in the world with. So the way that's going to look is going to be like this. So first I'm going to swap out Inferno for Tesla because Tesla is just a better card. Inferno is fundamentally a bad card because there's just too many resets to it right now. And Evo Zap just existing is really bad for Inferno because the double stun just nullifies the entire Inferno on defense as a 2 for 5. So you cannot play Inferno anymore. So, Evo Tesla, just really good card. Next up, after Evo Tesla, we swap out Delivery for Spirit, because Spirit is just, faster cycle is objectively better. It's E-Spirit because Firecracker has a hard time with things like bats and graveyard, so you swap it into the E-Spirit because you need the extra anti-swarm. Swap out Gobs for Skellies because Skellies are just better. And then the last card swap is a very interesting one, Monk. So, with this kind of deck, right, you need to have some sort of champion because, as I said a while ago, Firecracker is bad enough now that you cannot play her when her counters exist on the board. You must play her when they have no counter in hand. And the only way to do that is to force no counter to be in hand via 3-card cycle with Champion, Skelly Spirit, Log. So I needed some sort of champion, right? And I was looking at the champions, and then, so the best options right now are Mighty Miner and Golden Knight, actually. Mighty Miner is the most common one because Mighty Miner is just really good synergy. It has the hard anti-tank, whereas Firecracker has good splash. And Golden Knight makes up for like some of the difficulties with recruits with this deck, and can also help out a little bit against Graveyard. But I'm actually thinking of Monk, because Monk has that really good offensive synergy. Because if you just slap a Monk ability in front of a Hog, that's going to get through pretty much anything. And of course, on top of that, we have Lightning. So Monk Lightning means that we've got a fundamentally broken offense deck, on top of having the control playstyle, and not straying too far away from the original cards that we've maxed in this account, with the Hog, Log, and Firecracker. So I think this is going to be the final direction that the account goes. On top of that, the reason why I am eventually using a champion is because of the fact that we have the wild cards in the Book of Books here. So I can actually max out a champion in a reasonable period of time. So just to start off this episode, I'm going to play one game with this deck. Alright, so Monk-Hog. Very interesting kind of deck design. You don't really... I'm going to cycle my E-Spirit. Reason why is just because they're going to get King Tower up eventually. I might as well just play it now. Since I've got a actually fast cycle with this deck, I don't really mind seeing Skelly Spirit with cannon here. It looks like we're facing 2.6. Probably 2.6 is actually an extremely good matchup for me because they get absolutely monstrously hard countered by Monk. Never mind, we're facing Queen Pigs. Even still, though, Queen doesn't have a good time into Monk. Tesla Skellies in that placement is anti-EQ and also full counters the Pigs. Sadly, I don't have my Hog in hand right now, so I can't go in with this, but I will still just Log and then Monk ability. I think that will full counter. Yeah, it does. Very nice. So, you see there, this is why I say that Monk is fundamentally overpowered, because for one elixir and a Log, I full kill the Queen. I'm going to Hog on offense. He's probably just going to cannon again, but I'll keep our cycles moving. Because if I don't play the Hog, he's just going to play Skelly Spirit, Log, and then, like, Pigs EQ again. And I don't really want him to just do that, so I'm going to place the Hog to slow down his cycle. It slows down my cycle too, but I don't really mind it all that much. I'm going to pre-Tesla because I just sense that he's going to go for the Pigs. Okay, so he decides to EQ high, hit my Tesla, and not the tower. So I can afford to overcommit on this defense because he has no way of getting offense anymore. When I say he has no way of getting offense, I mean like, since he spent his spell not on the tower, even if I overcommit, he can't really punish me because the best way to punish an overcommit is just using a spell on the tower, but he has no spell in hand anymore. Looks like we're facing a pretty standard deck. Delivery, Skelly Spirit, Log EQ, Queen Pigs, Cannon. Oh, wow. Actually, I don't know if I got outcycled there. My brain was telling me I got outcycled, but I had Tesla in hand for his pigs exactly when he played his pigs, so maybe it was just completely normal. Also, what is that delivery? I'm gonna Monk this Protect because he has to log Spirit or log Skelly's this. I should have actually pre-Monk ability for that log there. Oh, the Monk hitting the cannon is extremely bad for him because you see there, the Hog didn't even have to waste a single shot killing the cannon, and so he had delivery. On top of course, the Monk tanking the tower for forever. And now I've got Lightning for his queens, so this is kind of a horrible matchup for him, actually. I'm hovering my Tesla because he's gotta get a pig connection in order to win this game. His best shot is pigs and then sniping my Tesla with a cannon. That's okay too. I mean, he'll do something, but probably not as much as you might like. Another reason why I'm working with Monk, actually, is just because Monk has really good stats. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a Hog, Monk ability after it crosses. Smart of him to try and play like that. I don't even really care that it doesn't hit the cannon because I'm getting the tower chip, and the tower chip will put him in lightning range, which means that this is just game over. Of course, not to mention that the Hog gets a tower shot because Monk tanks too long. So yeah, you can see here that this deck, despite being completely off meta, is actually just really good because Monk is fundamentally broken and Lightning is fundamentally broken, and the Balance guy seems to have a blind spot enough for that I think that I'll be able to continue playing that until the time that I finally get to top 10,000 in the world when I've got a fully level 15 deck. But anyway, what that means is, since I'm going to be running these two forever, I think it's actually finally time for me to drop some Evo shards on an Evo, because I'm running Firecracker in all 5 variants of this deck. I'm also not going to waste any wild cards in the Inferno Tower. I realize actually that I'm not going to be maxing out a single other rare for the rest of this account if I do end up going this way, because it's just going to be 3 commons. But the reason why I'm okay with that is because common cards are actually just the easiest rarity. Epic is the second easiest rarity. Epic is a really easy rarity, but there's just no epics that fit in here. I could play guards over Skellies, but that would slow down my cycle quite a bit. And it's better to have the faster cycle when you're working with Firecracker. So anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna like dilly-dally about it. I'm just gonna get my Evo now because I don't want to deal with not having an Evo anymore, honestly. Of course, Evo Firecracker is not the greatest Evo in the game, but in comparison to, like, if you really think about it, I said that the Evos that are the best are the ones that have needless stat buffs. So what is Firecracker's needless stat buff? She just does extra damage. That's her whole effect. So that is a stat buff. On top of having a stat buff, her real Evo effect is that she slows things down that are in the pools, but her stat effect is that she does extra damage. So she has an Evo effect, and she has a stat buff. And all of the Evos that have a stat buff are the ones that are going to be the best long-term, like Falcon, Bats, and that kind of thing. And so, well, yeah. Reason why I'm using Tesla over Valk, by the way, is just because Tesla kind of makes up for the lack of splash that this deck is going to have near the end here. Because once you're at the end, E-Spirit and Firecracker is going to be the only splash, and that's not really enough to handle recruits alone, so the Evo Tesla will kind of bail you out every once in a while. Sadly, though, that this does mean that if I'm choosing this deck design, all of that time that I spent requesting Ice Spirits was actually kind of wasted, and I should have been requesting E-Spirits this entire time, actually. Do we have more wildcards in the shop yet? No? 3 more days for that? Alright. Oh man, look at that deck somebody shared in chat. That is horrific. Jeez. Evo XC Boss Bandit Mega Knight. That's almost as bad as the deck that I shared a while ago with the no win condition meta spam. Well, since I've got an Evo now, I'm gonna give it another shot on this. Actually, by the way, I'm 1 win lower than I was last time. That's because I accidentally queued into ladder with the Monk-Hog deck when it's low level. Actually, maybe what I'll do right now is I'll start looking at putting wildcards into my Tesla so I can immediately swap out the Inferno Tower. So I can get Tesla level 12 right now. Level 12 Tesla is not worth it. I'll swap off Inferno Tower once I get level 13 Tesla, but for now I'll just stick with this. Alright, so now that I got an Evo, I have a reason to play my Firecracker, so I'm literally just going to play it for no reason, even if it does, well, quote-unquote, no reason. Even if it does give them King Tower, it doesn't even really matter, just because getting the Evo effect is so good that it doesn't matter. You can play it for what is essentially no reason. And he doesn't even get King Tower off of it. Valk Log Hog. Looks like you're facing Hog cycle, so this is going to be a bad matchup for us, because I've got too slow of a cycle to keep up with his Hogs, and also Inferno Tower is just a bad building. Log, Valk, Hog. Mega Knight. Okay, not Hog cycle. Very good for me. Playing 7 Elixir, like, 7 Elixir in one card means that he's not going to be able to play 7 Elixir across a bunch of cards, so that slows down his cycle a lot, which means that he's not going to have another Hog in hand for a little while. Valk, Log, Firecracker pullback. The Firecracker pull will bring the Valk into my Valk, or the bats can do that nonsense. I don't know how the Firecracker targeted the second time on the Mega Knight instead of the Valk, but I guess that's okay. Also, I didn't need those gobs, because apparently the Valk pulled over just naturally. I thought I was going to need those gobs to make sure that the Valk didn't go to my tower, but it just worked out. He's probably going to Hog sometime soon. Anyway, Mega Knight, Bats, Gang, Valk, Hog. Log. So he's got Hog, Valk, Log, which is very typical of a regular Hog deck, but then he's also got Mega Knight, Bats, Gang, which is okay, and Vines, because why wouldn't he have a meta card? It literally came out like a couple days ago. How does he have it this high level already? Alright. Log, Vines, Bats, Gang, Mega Knight, Valk, Hog. So that's 7 of the 8 cards in his deck, and I don't have my Valk for his evil Mega Knight. This is horrific. Alright, oh man. At least I've got my Evo in hand for his Evo, so maybe I'll survive, possibly. Never mind, I let it get pulled in, and that's just game. I had to have that not get pulled in, so I should have played it on a farther tile. Well, no, I'm not going to call it game yet. I still stand a chance. I'm going to pre-Inferno Tower for this, because he's going to definitely want to Hog here. And now that's game. No, he missed my Inferno Tower. Yeah, okay, I stand a chance. He's playing garbage. He's got one more card in his deck somewhere, but we'll figure out what that is later on. I'm going to have to start going opposite lane. I'm only down... I've only got 500 damage in this lane anyway. I'm going to pre-Firecracker. He's got Xe as his last card. Pre-Firecracker for the Gang, because I knew that he was going to play that. I get a Hog shot, a Firecracker shot. I think I got 2 Hog shots there. I'm actually going to Inferno Tower this, because I can't Valk for anything other than his Mega Knight. I'm gonna Gobs the Bridge, try and get him to Log. I want to start cycling around to my next Inferno Tower. Even though I am a slow cycle deck, the least I can do is do some sort of cycling. I'll Log. I might actually Log Hog that. It's crazy aggressive, but I'm gonna... Never mind, okay. Valk to the side, got my second Inferno Tower, so everything should be fine on this front. He's probably gonna Bats somewhere. Nowhere? Oh wait, the Inferno Tower won't full kill that, because it's 1 level too low. Alright. Very good. I'm still alive. I'm going to go for another Hog Log here. Almost 100% chance he gangs this after the Valk goes down. Firecracker, now that the Log has been placed. Actually, the Firecracker gets pulled by the Valk. But he Mega Knights it anyway, so I'm actually up damage right now. Very nice. I'll Gobs high and then Valk for this. You can see here that since his Mega Knight is a 1-cycle evolution instead of a 2-cycle evolution, he has his Mega Knight when I don't have my Firecracker, which is a bit unfortunate. But I think I will still survive, maybe, possibly, hopefully. I'm probably going to eat a little bit of damage on the right lane. No, I don't. Okay. Anyway, since I've got Evo Firecracker and his best response to that is Vines, and he still hasn't Vines'd it, that means he's going to be forced to take a negative trade on this. Alright, I don't mind this. Wait, he just gives up? Alright. Well then, made a huge comeback there. I let a lot of tower damage go. I was in a really bad cycle because I had to play my Valk because Vines were being Vines, but I don't know why I had to play my Valk because Vines were being Vines. Maybe I should have just given up the damage. Also, it is crazy that he has level 14 Vines already. It's not possible to get that without paying some money because most wild cards you can store at once is 200, and 200 is only the difference between 13 and 14. Which means that he must have, at the very least, bought the difference between level 6 to level 13. Anyway, having that Evo Firecracker actually helped me out quite a bit in those Evo cycles, so maybe it's more possible to win than I thought now that I've got a single Evo in my deck. Though, of course, I still do need that faster cycle. I've actually been thinking of replacing Delivery with Spirit before I replace Inferno Tower with Tesla. Two Hog Shots to start the game with. Prince is an annoying card. What do I do about this? I have to Gobs this, because if I don't Gobs this, I'm just dead. And then the Firecracker might come back and help. She doesn't? Alright. Do you remember I said that Hog is kind of a luck-based starting play? I guess I just got... I got hurt for playing my Hog first play. So I lost almost 2/3 of my entire tower. He's got Prince, Zap, Hog, Firecracker, Bats. Looks like a Mega Knight Hog deck. Oh, Hog, I need to get that damage back, even though he's probably got Mega Knight in hand right now. I'll Valk the Mega Knight. I've got Inferno Tower for his next Hog, so... I guess we're both in our correct cycles now, though I took a lot more damage for it than he did. I'll Valk the middle so that it gets both towers on the Mega Knight so it'll die faster. I care about the Mega Knight dying quickly here so that, well, it just works out better. I'm going to gobs this. I probably should have just gobs the Hog Rider and taken a bit of damage from the Prince, because I think that at most it would have been one Prince charge and some bat swipes, and one Prince charge and a bat swipe, and a couple bat swipes would have been better than 2/3 of my tower. Okay, good delivery value. I don't know what he's doing with that. Well, realistically, what he's doing with that is just spamming his cards because they're overpowered. Firecracker, Bat, Zap, Mega Knight, Prince. Hog. Mega Knight, Prince, Firecracker, Bats. That's pretty typical. Hog, Zap. And that's another typical thing that mid-ladder players like to play. He's almost certainly got Evo Mega Knight, so I'm not even going to bother playing my Hog until I've either got Evo Firecracker or I'm up Elixir, because I can't handle having an Evo Mega Knight on the board while I also need my Inferno Tower for a Hog. Do I leak? I might leak. This is not a good play to be making at all because I'm down damage, so I don't want to be waiting closer to the end of the game. But I also cannot play anything until he plays his Mega Knight. He's giving me lightning value, I'll just take it. It doesn't matter how much elixir I'm down until he plays his Mega Knight. Once he plays his Mega Knight, then I can start playing the game again. He fireballs and zaps, and I play my Hog. I tapped the gobs, but it didn't register my tap, so that's just game. That's one of my least favorite parts about Evos. When you have a defense Evo, you can literally just sit with it in your hand, and then it's impossible for the opponent to play the game. Well, I mean, it is more possible when you're equal level, because I can actually stand being down elixir when I'm equal level. But when I'm not equal level like this, I cannot play the game until he plays his Evo Mega Knight. All right, looks like he got starting handed there because he had to log gob barrel my Hog Rider, and I still got a shot for it. That gets 2 recruit stabs, I think, if he lets that go, so he has to play a spirit on that. I was thinking of hovering my Firecracker for that. I don't know why I didn't. Log, Spirit, Gang, Barrel, Princess, Knight. That's 6 of his 8 cards right now. He's got a building and rocket, probably. I should have Valtai. Alright. I'll just wait for the Spirit Gobs to lock on and then gobs them. I lose most of my Valk before the counter push happens, but I guess that's okay. I'll still Hog with this to figure out what his building is. Because he doesn't have Gang in hand anymore, so his only good counter this would be Rocket or Building. Inferno Tower, very good for me. He's got his Princess in hand, so I'm going to hover Inferno Tower for that. Princess? Princess? Show me. Delivery the bridge. Hover Princess. No? Okay. No, you got your Princess. Play it. Do it. There it is. I don't know why he keeps playing it on that side tile. He's giving me too much time to react. If you play it on this center tile, that's the tile that gives them the minimum amount of time to react, because almost instantly after the deploy timer is finished, it just immediately locks on tower. Interesting. I'll play my Firecracker to counter this instead of my Valk, because Firecracker is just better. I get my Evo cycles for it, so that's something that I should be doing. I'm going to Hog with this, because that'll force out a -2 trade. He has to either... yeah, okay. I was going to say he has to Spirit or log that, but he logged. Spirit actually would have been a better play there, so he could have only been down 2 elixir instead of 3. I want to Valk the back, try and bait him into rocketing my tower, but if I do that, he's actually just going to straight up get away with it. And I play my delivery too late. So, because if he rockets my tower here, he straight up gets away with it because I don't have a fast enough cycle to get around to my Hog in time to punish him. And you have to punish people quickly for making their plays. If you punish people slowly, it just doesn't work, because cycle, it matters more what cards you have in hand for something, less how much elixir you have to play them. Because once you play your counter, it just works. You got Princess, I'm gonna pre-Firecracker. No? Alright. I guess that's my fault. He should Princess snipe that. But he doesn't? Huh, okay. I'm gonna wait for the delivery to go down, try and hope that he spams this. Very nice. I had to Valk that anyway, but since he plays extra spam cards, he's just giving me more Valk value. I'll Gob's low here. I think that should full tank. Never mind. I was hoping the Valk was going to come back for that one Gob there. I sound really dry this morning. Alright, I'm going to go for a Hog Lightning now. Very nice. If I Lightning that a little bit sooner, actually, I think that I could have gotten a Firecracker shot, which is a little bit unfortunate. Delivery, he's got his Evo Barrel in hand right now. I think I just eat the entire Evo Barrel on the other side. I mean, the non-Evo Barrel on the other side there. Never mind, he's swapping lanes. Alright. I'll Gobs this. He should log that. He doesn't log it. Alright. Well, I know what he's playing. He just hasn't rocketed yet. He should start rocketing very soon, actually, because he needs that rocket damage in order to come back from this deficit that he's in right now. That's his first of 3 barrows before his Evo. I'm probably gonna go for another Hog Lightning soon. Because he played that high princess there, that was actually the only thing that made it so that I had enough time to get my log down. Otherwise, he would have gotten damage on my tower. That was a very aggressive lightning, considering he didn't actually play any Inferno Tower there. I probably shouldn't have lightninged that. So you can see here I'm going to take a bunch of damage for it. Unfortunate. I am still only in 2 lightning range, though, so he can't even come out with Rocket Cycle, so it's just game over now. He tried the lightning block. I'll give him that. Alright, where were we? Where are we? Up 1 game from where I was today, but exactly where we ended off the last episode, huh? Alright. Maybe, possibly, hopefully, I can make it to the next arena this episode. But I'm not exactly expecting anything, because I still haven't gotten my cycle. Well, I don't have cycle. I'm gonna gobs the back, it's log value, but I don't really care. I need my delivery in hand for his Firecracker. I will play my Firecracker. I probably could have activated King Tower off that, but my instincts were telling me to adjust delivery, because delivery should full counter, but because of overlevel Valk, or rather underlevel delivery, I had to play Firecracker on that as well. That gets a hit if he lets that go, actually, so he should probably activate King Tower off this, but he doesn't. Very interesting. Also, the reason I got gob damage on that lane, on the right lane there, is just because of his low-level E-Spirit. If he had an equal level E-Spirit, it actually wouldn't have gotten any damage there. So looks like we're facing Hog Inferno Tower versus Hog Inferno Tower, which is much better for me than normal. The cheap buildings are really good against Hog, because not only do they full counter, they're either equal or positive trade, whereas with a deck like mine, I have to take a negative trade on the Hog every time, on top of getting out-cycled. Whoa, okay, interesting. I guess I'll Valk and then delivery this. I really want my King Tower up, it's just really useful to have. Lots of people with the Mega Knight Bait plus Hog Zap combo. Actually, I don't know if he's playing Zap, I'm just expecting it. Mega Knight Gang, Firecracker, Valk, Hog, Inferno Tower. E-Spirit. Misses his Inferno Tower, which is really bad for him because the Hog walks out of range and that's essentially a wasted 5 elixir. So that's probably game right now, actually, so, yeah. I guess we'll see you guys in the next match, because there's no way he's coming back from this. Now that is oh wow, three legendaries. That could have been good if that was on my log, or, well, yeah. Just because having the 3 legendaries on a card that I would have already maxed would have been 4,500 elite wild cards, which would have actually meant something. You know, actually, one thing I've been thinking of, well, 2 things I've been thinking of. First of all, it's unfortunate that I'm going to be losing my Valk in the final deck, because I actually got the Valk to level 15, and that's a lot of elite wildcards I'm going to be wasting. Another thing I've been thinking of is actually, I have enough wildcards right now to max out Monk, or at least level 14 it. So I've actually been thinking of just swapping in Monk from the beginning, because the 3-card cycle could help me out with the fact that I got slow cards here, and on top of that, it's just a fundamentally overpowered card. I mean, like, it's just really good. Not really much else to say about that. Actually, when I was testing out this deck, I faced another OG bait player, and I actually managed to reflect one of their barrels, which was kind of funny. Like, I mean, he was kind of trash, honestly. You don't reflect a barrel of somebody who isn't trash, because it takes so long to get the Monk ability out. But, yeah, I hit that prediction that early. E-Spirit, interesting. What? Okay. He doesn't have enough elixir to stop this Inferno Tower, because he's on 2 right now, so I can just do this, and it'll work. Alright, well, there's some... He's still going in with it. Alright. Stubborn much. Firecracker... So I've spent Firecracker delivery. Well, I've got a 2 elixir Firecracker right now, and I'm up a bit of elixir. I think I'm up 2 elixir as well, so I've got a -1 elixir Firecracker, or rather a 3 elixir Hog. But of course I do have to spend gobs on that, so it's more like a neutral elixir Hog and a -1 elixir Firecracker. But he also killed my -1 elixir Firecracker with the mini P.E.K.K.A that was already paid off, so I'm going to call it even. Though he did just waste a Tesla. That's fun. Probably just log on offense now. So he's got Tesla, E-Spirit, mini P.E.K.K.A, Dark Prince. It's like he's playing Golem Sparky with Tesla for some reason. And Firecracker too. I had to lightning that because the way that the Valk is that the Firecracker would push herself off the Valk and then get a good counter push going, and I cannot allow that to happen. Also, Golem the bridge again. I'm going to Inferno Tower on this high placement so that it makes sure that it pulls the Golem far away from my tower. I was really hoping the E-Spirit would not chain, because I was almost certain that he was going to play the E-Spirit. And that should not work, by the way, because the Golem should be dead right now, but with levels, I think that it actually survives, so I had to deliver this too. Unfortunate. 3 extra elixir cost me by levels. I probably should have just ignored that and then acted normal, because one thing that the theoretically way to play with low levels is just whenever low levels cost you an interaction, you just let the interaction go and sack all the tower damage for it. But I cannot do that. It just hurts too much. Anyway, he's got mini pick a Tesla for my hog, which is not a good sign for me. I'm gonna hog opposite. It's not really gonna get much done because he's just gonna mini peck it, but at least I can get my at least I can get a smidge of damage and I can keep the game flowing. Gobs, I'm gonna play this anti-fireball placement because now I know he has fireball for my stuff. I'm actually gonna go hog Valk here. His log does not kill my firecracker because I know I have a level 15 firecracker, so it's just not possible for a log to kill my firecracker anymore. Looks like he's been playing Evo Tesla this whole time. I didn't even note the Evo cycles. Alright, my stuff goes down very quickly there. I wait for the firecracker to I can't wait for the firecracker to lock on. I'm gonna wait for the firecracker to lock on my Inferno Tower, or not. I guess that's fine. Our Infernos cancel, well, not our Infernos, our Firecrackers cancel out. Canceling out is, I was kind of hoping that it was going to win the interaction, but canceling out is better than nothing. He's got Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Tesla in hand right now, so there's no point in me going for a Hog. Now there is a point in going for a Hog, because it's a 4/4/4 and it forces him to play his Tesla. If he didn't play that, actually I shouldn't have played that. Because if he didn't play that right, then he would have had 4 extra elixir to go on offense with. But since he did play that, I just gave him a Tesla cycle for free. Well, realistically, I gave him an Evo cycle for free. But now he doesn't have either of them in hand, because I actually outcycled him here, so now it's a good time for him to go for a Hog. Plus, he just fireballed nothing, so he has nothing for this Inferno Tower. Alright, I got 2 Hog shots for that, I think, so that's very nice to see. I can delivery this. Actually, I'm going to let the Firecracker lock on for a moment so I can get my King Tower activated, and then I'll delivery it. Delivery, log, Valk after. Good log timing on the Mini P.E.K.K.A. to keep it off of my delivery for as long as I can so that the Dark Prince doesn't charge so fast, and I save myself like maybe 1 Dark Prince shot on the Valk for the good timing. I'll Firecracker the bridge, try and get him to fireball that again, and then Hog with it because I want him to commit to fireballing my Firecracker. No? Okay, that's a bit annoying. I'm gonna pull the Mini P.E.K.K.A. away and then keep an Inferno Tower like this. The Inferno Tower will be an anti-fireball placement, so that should work out just fine. Mini P.E.K.K.A. goes down, so I don't have to worry about defense anymore. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is the only threatening card in this entire push. He still left my Firecracker alive, and he decides to finally fireball. And he misses! Oh, that's painful. Alright, but he does get it off the map, because Evos are Evos. I wait for the Evo Tesla to go down, then Gobs, Firecracker, Inferno Tower. He doesn't have enough elixir to kill this because I spent too much elixir too quickly. He can only fireball one of these things. The E-Spirit does help him out quite a bit, but I think that he's going to rather fireball the Firecracker there. Yeah. Very good. I'll log this, make sure that the Dark Prince gets off the map because the tower's actually targeting the Gold Knights there. What do I do about that? I think that I wait and then Valk. I can't Valk earlier or else I'm just dead because Evos. I am up quite a bit of damage right now, so I'm happy with this situation. I think that I'm going to try and wait a minute for the Dark Prince to cross. Gobs pull up the Tesla so that the Firecracker targets it, or the Tesla can just go down. That Golem won't connect to my tower even if I let it just go for the rest of the game, so that's game over now. Alright, how's my voice? Absolutely no different. That water did not help. Alright. Well, we're 1 game off of the wild cards that I've been looking for from this arena, so if we get 1 more win, I should probably be set for this season. Because I am assuming I'm not going to be able to hit 15,000 with a bunch of level 14 cards, no cycle, and no 1 Evo. Level 15 tower, honestly, it doesn't even really matter at this point. He knows how to split Gobs, which is absurdly annoying. He's also got Mega Knight. I still get my Hog shot though, so I don't really matter. I don't really mind. Inferno Tower, this he's probably gonna try a Bat Snipe or something, because I'm pretty sure this guy's playing Mega Knight bait. He says to go for the Bats to the side. They bypass the Inferno Tower because that's Bats being Bats. He zaps it. He should not have zapped my tower there because that actually resets the tower onto the Bat. And he could have gotten like a couple hundred damage if he didn't do that. Mega Knight zap, Bats, Spear Gobs. This is looking like the OG Mega Knight bait with Eye Dragon, Skelly Barrel as his win cons. I might Firecracker. Yeah, this is gross. So if you literally just split Gobs repeatedly as level 15 versus level 14, you will win. Because that's just how Gobs work. Since they're 50% more health when they're 1 level higher, that just means that if you just consistently split them, there is no card in the game that will full counter them. I had to Inferno Tower high and also not let him zap that so quickly, so I'm going to play my Gobs like this, so even if he does zap that, the Bats won't retarget. Very good. He should have zapped that, though. If he had zapped that, I would have been dead, because my Inferno Tower actually doesn't have the health for it, and since it's 2 levels under, it wouldn't have managed to finish killing the Mega Knight in time. Bats, Skelly Barrel, Gobs, Gang, Bats. Wait, no, I already said Bats. Bats, Skelly Barrel, Zap. Bats, Gobs, Gang are 3 swarms. Skelly Barrel, Zap. Also, notice that the Spear God gets 2 shots on my tower there. That's a product of levels. If it was only 1 level, if it was the same level as me, then that Spear God only gets 1 shot on my tower on the right side. iDrag, looks like I predicted his deck exactly. If I had to guess, he's playing Miner. What do you know? Alright, I'm gonna hog opposite, and then just delivery this. Delivery will counter the iDrag as well as everything else here, so that's gonna work out very nicely for me. I had to cycle to my Firecracker immediately because of that Evo Bats. Evo Bats are a menace of a card when you don't have a counter in hand. A little bit unfortunate that I wasted my delivery right before that he played those. That's actually not in zap range, so I'm gonna go in with this. Yeah, alright. He's gonna take a whole lot of tower damage on that lane because Evo Firecracker. Never mind, he's got bats. Alright, I gotta just gobs this. Also about because he's zapped that. Right, because the Inferno Tower dies slightly too soon, so the Mega Knight stays alive for 20 years, and the gobs take 2/3 of my tower there. Unfortunate, there wasn't really much I could do about that. Since he got Miner, he's going to finish off the tower, so this is already game over, but I'm going to keep on playing. Just see about it. How much elixir did he have right now? He's got enough for Mega Knight. He's expecting a hog, so he's not going to bother Mega Knighting until I hog. Delivery doesn't even one-tap Spear Gobs. I'm going to Valk this. He plays his Miner into my Gobs. I'm going to hog because he spent 5 elixir on the Miner Zap, so I can do some funny business, finally. And he's got enough elixir for it because it's double time. I got the perfect log timing, so I get a single hog shot there. He was down by 2 elixir and got predicted. In return, I get a single hog shot. I do manage to catch to the Miner, but since he's got over-leveled Zap, it just full kills my Gobs. There's nothing I really could have done there. I needed to have a higher level Inferno Tower. That's part of why I've been thinking a lot about getting rid of Inferno Tower, because Inferno Tower, while the damage doesn't matter level, the damage doesn't matter the level, but the health really does. And if it doesn't have health, it can't do damage. So essentially, the damage matters level anyway, and you might as well just use something that's not supposed to tank, like Tesla. Maybe for now I'll look at this, where I swap out, where I keep an Inferno Tower for a little while and swap in, E-Spirit first, because the cycle I think is hurting me more than anything else. Oh, I've got a book of commons, so 434, 1600, so I'm 1,000 commons off. Yikes. That's gonna be a long one. Well, it's been 7 games this episode, but I think that I can actually win with some semblance of relative consistency, so I'll play one more game and try and end this video off on a win, since things are looking up at least a little bit. I'm happy that I have a real account direction to go in again. So, like, I was worried a bit ago because I just didn't have something that I knew that I could do that would succeed on this account. But I'm almost certain that the Balance guy is going to continue having a blind spot for Lightning and Monk for the amount of time it takes for me to get to where I need to go on this account. Ewa's Snowball Fireball. Ewa's Snowball Loon are the deck cards that he's played so far. He lets the Gobs go, probably because he's down a smidge of elixir. He was down 2 elixir. Well, he was neutral elixir. If he played something else on those Gobs, then he would have been down elixir. And then he decides to cycle his Evos at the bridge. That's fun. Alright, he gives me a Firecracker, I'll Firecracker, and then Hog. He should not have played that Firecracker, because in return for only a couple hundred damage, he's probably going to have to take a lot of damage here, because he doesn't have any elixir to deal with this anymore. So, like, by playing the Firecracker at the bridge there, he gave me a free Firecracker, so I'm getting a bunch of Firecracker chip on his tower. I can't afford to Inferno Tower this because he's got Loon in his deck, so I'm going to have to delivery Gobs and just pray he doesn't have a spell. Also, the delivery goes down 1 shot too soon because of the level differences. Also, the Inferno Tower doesn't counter the Loon nearly so well because it's a bit lower. It's supposed to be able to consistently survive 3 Loon shots there, but because it's so low level, it survives 2 Loon shots, then dies to the timer before the 3rd Loon shot comes, so it's more like 2.5 Loon shots. But the fact that the Loon doesn't actually shoot is really bad for me, because that means that it's operating on re-hit timing instead of new hit timing. Because the re-hit is usually way faster than new hit, so the Loon will get a next shot off very quickly. Double Wizard, Lumber Loon, Snowball, Mega Knight. Very odd deck by him. Double Wizard, Lumber Loon, Mega Knight, Snowball. Firecracker. Of course he's got Firecracker, why wouldn't he? I'm gonna activate my King Tower off this, probably Gobs the back. Maybe Valk low and then Firecracker cancel out, or not even cancel out, but just kill. He gets Rage on my tower from the Lumberjack, but that's not the end of the world. And Knight is his last card. Follows the mid-ladder trend of just spamming 20 mini-tanks. Alright, I'm gonna delivery this, and then I think I Valk too, because this is an Evo. Alright. I protected my Inferno Tower. There actually is a bypass placement. If he places a Loon on this tile, it'll still get through my Inferno Tower, but I'm guessing he won't know that. And even if he does, I have Evo Firecracker in hand, which will full counter because of the slowdown. I think I don't Firecracker snipe this because he's got nothing to kill my defensive Firecracker. Gobs, Inferno Tower, Delivery, and this entire thing is just dead now because of the Firecracker slowdown. Very nice. He doesn't have Evo Mega Knight in hand, but he does have Mega Knight in hand, so I'm gonna wait for him to play that and then Hog after. Hog, Mega Knight misses jump, Valk, so it doesn't jump back, and then that should be one Hog hit, right? No King Tower, alright. Firecracker low, Log high, that will kill the Firecracker on his side, and then I can just Delivery this, that should pull everything back. I think I have to Gobs this too. No, I don't have to Gobs this, because the Lumberjack is equal level instead of one level too high. Very nice. I can just Inferno Tower this. He snowballs pretty much nothing. How much damage do I need? I need some Firecracker chip and a Lightning. He's probably going to kill this Firecracker, but he's not expecting the second one, because he just, like, in his mental, he just went, alright, Firecracker gone, don't have to worry about it anymore. He played his Mega Knight so high that it couldn't get Firecracker chip, but he also lost his entire Mega Knight to the Inferno Tower, so I guess I'm fine with that. He loses a Knight to the Inferno Tower as well. And he plays a Lumberjack into it? What is this? Alright. I'm straight up lightning his tower after that, because he gave me too much elixir there. Alright, Ewa's Loon. Not really going to work, though, because I've got Delivery. Even if the Ewas does get a shot on my Inferno Tower, because I played it on the wrong tile, it won't really matter at the end of the day. Evo Firecracker connects from a farther distance than regular Firecracker, so it's physically impossible for him to stop this from connecting to his tower. The Splash Puddles have, like, an extra half-tile distance onto a range, which means that it's functionally impossible to keep a Firecracker off your tower if they want a Firecracker on your tower, and it's Evo'd. So, yeah, okay, we ended the video, I think 2 games ahead of where we were at the start. I guess it's more progress than no progress. And we've got an Evo, which is something. And also a real plan. The Evo is something, but the real plan is just really reassuring, actually. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.